just chatting to him. He's just chatting to him on the bench.
I wonder if I'll get away with it. I wonder if I'll get away with it.
No. You might not deep in it. He was going to bring on Salah, yeah?
Look how much space is on the right-hand side, you man. What is this? Oh, my.
They're trying to get him sacked.
I'm done, bruv. I've got kids, bruv. It's a Friday. Why am I doing this? I'm done. Bye, man. I listen.
By the way, just let you know.
Brother, oh my goodness. No, man. He's looking right across the line. Dimwit, bro. Oh my goodness, right there.
Cal's crashing up.
Bobby, put someone right. Oh my god, for the life of me. For the life of me.
No, man, fully crashed out. Hey, man, he was at home just watching the game.
Come on. Let me have a quick. There we go. Come on. You lot see that, yeah? You lot see that? Clean. What did you?
Mate. Please.
What did
You're
you
the
make?
biggest back of Arsenal. What are you gonna say today?
I praise.
Are you gonna congratulate us for being top of the league? Because you do every day show about Arsenal, guys. Diet.
And you've kept me here. 1 o'clock is 1:30. I've got work tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do Superchats. Yeah, we spoke.
And your whole show, you have not said anything of a substance. Because you're telling me shit things.
2 hours, you haven't said anything of a substance. We haven't gotten one sentence from you where we can actually discuss. Literally. Exactly. How can I type Arsenal? I haven't said anything of a substance.
This guy called the scumbags after waffling for 2 hours.
It is true, actually. He is supporting England. He went to Box Park, England shirt, everything. Thank God save the king and all that. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Matt is on his way. He's going to be here in like 15 minutes or so, so he will be here anytime soon. Big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Please hit the like button now. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Keep getting stuck in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. You get me? We have a lot to unpack with this whole Diomande news. Obviously, we're going to be talking about, the direction kind of we're headed in. Man like Callum is in the building. You can find him on Sanderson's show covering UFC stuff, and on Kopish. You can find Tom Little on Tom Little with the one on YouTube, Insta, Twitter, the X, and you can find him here as well every Monday. So big up to you guys, and hit the like button, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. The link is in the pinned comment. So let's start with the big news. And actually, let me start with Callum first, because he maybe wasn't as keen on like the Diomande stuff as maybe the rest of the Liverpool fans. Talk to me, brother. What do you think of Diomande?
I still think he's a good player. I'm not going to change my thoughts on that. For me, he was never the be-all and end-all of the right wing. I think the price was really high, but then again, it's not my money. So again, if we had to pay the price, we had to pay the price. I just always thought, because of the situation with the right wing of us having no actual proper right wingers, I always thought it's better to get two rather than just one. I'm not a fan of the idea of Frimpong playing as a right winger. It seems like Kieran Morrison is going to go out on loan. Chiesa doesn't seem to be able to hack it in the Prem or for Liverpool. So for me, it was always a case of get two wingers for the price of one rather than just one, and especially with the one being so unproven. If the one was Elise, for example, then I go fair enough, go all in, because he's proven that in the Premier League he can do it. He's proven that Bayern Munich can do it. He's proven at international level at the moment he can do it, and he's proven in the Champions League he can do it. But Jan Diomande hasn't proven all those things for me to be saying let's go all in on a 19-year-old who's only had 46 club matches, if I'm not mistaken. I think the risk was too great for us at this moment. If we still had Salah, and then I could maybe justify a bit more going Salah's still here, and then you have Diomande who is not going to be thrown straight to the Lions then. But for me, I think it was a bit of a crazy deal. Now the attention turns to on who the replacement's going to be. I think the replacement or the alternative was always going to be the key thing here. If by the end of the window we get 2 right wingers that most of the fan base are happy with, then I don't think we're sitting there upset about the Andy and Monday stuff. If we get 2 right wingers we're not happy with, then I think we are sitting here. The silver lining throughout all of this, though, is that there is still plenty of time left in the window. The scouts have to now do their work, and the hierarchy have to do their work, and Iraola and the board have got to sit down and in my opinion, grab 2 right wingers who can help us to achieve what we want to achieve next season, which is a trophy and finishing as high up in the Premier League as possible.
The thing is, like when you say that, though, wasn't he the second best available option after Barcola, Cal?
I don't see Barcola as a right winger though, bro. And
just wing position in general, I would probably say it's Barcola than him.
Potentially. Again, I've made it quite clear my stance on what I do with the right wing. But even one of those players in actually usually looks like he's going PSG as well, so that's off the table as well. I just always think that we needed 2 right wingers. We've needed a right winger backup for Salah for years now. We never had that. Salah's now gone, and we're still only going down the avenue of getting 1 right winger, it seems. Victor Munoz is extremely unproven and unknown quantity as well. Plus, we presume he might be covering the left and centrally as well. I think we need 2. Who the 2 are, only time remains to be seen. Or if we even get to. I quite like the idea of potentially trying to get Endrick. I know loads of people are saying get Rayan. Rayan's even less proven than Diomande.
Where's this Endrick stuff coming from, though?
No, it's not coming from anywhere.
I wish we can sign Endrick. I wish, but where is this news coming from?
It's not coming from anywhere, but I'm just speaking in the sense of if Real Madrid do get, say, Julian Alvarez, and I don't know what's going on with Nico Paz. Well, they've sold Nico Paz now, so they're not keeping him. But if they go and get another wide forward, then maybe that might be Endrick's writing on the wall that he's not going to be there long term, or we don't know what's going on there. So I'm just trying to.
You're on mute, Tom.
It's hard to say with Endrick though, because Mourinho's coming in and we don't really know where Mourinho stands on him. So
exactly,
I struggle to see Endrick going this summer. If you get me, I think he's going to want to try and prove himself under Mourinho, especially with the fact that Rodrigo's out until mid-season. There's going to be opportunities for him to play, and I think the one thing with Brazilians at Madrid is they want to stay at Madrid. That they want to stay at that club and they want to see how long they can last there. So,
true.
The Endrick one, I just struggle to see that happening this summer.
No, I'm not saying I see it happening, but by all means, if the Real Madrid do go and get another couple of attackers or another attacker, then I don't see what the harm is in asking or inquiring. Potentially.
I mean, I've just the right wing market. I've been saying it for ages. Is not great. There's the Diomande one. It just looked like it was the logical option in terms of we've bought from Leipzig before. He's had a really good season. Again, I think this is just it's reflecting badly on us in the sense of the way we handled the Salah situation is now coming back to, it is in the face type thing. We shouldn't be this desperate for a right winger this summer. But because of the way we handled the Mohamed Salah situation last season and everything around it, we are. And I don't think anyone in the club was prepared for that.
But even before that, though, Tom, when was the last time Salah had a genuine rotational player or genuine backup? Probably Shaqiri.
I mean, it should have been Chiesa, but Chiesa didn't get to play. So
we knew straight away that it wasn't going to be. Well, not straight away, but we knew pretty much quite early it wasn't going to be the case for Chiesa. We haven't had one. Like even when Shaqiri was here, Klopp would really
only had 6 months.
And that's what I'm saying. And even then, we played a 4-2-3-1 sometimes with Salah playing up top, Shaqiri on the right, and Firmino in the 10. We haven't had a situation where we go, okay, Salah can chill for a game or two here because we can play a name. And again, I think you only have to look at some of the squads around Europe. I'm not saying the backup or the rotational players got to be on the same level of Salah, or it would have been impossible to get someone like that. But you look at Elise, Leonard Carl, for example, at Bayern Munich. You look at PSG PSG just a wealth of riches when it comes to attack. You look at Barcelona with Yamal and Rooney. Like there's players there who can occupy those positions. We don't have that in close. And the fact that we haven't planned for life without Salah, but while we had Salah, for me is the biggest red flag. If we had a right winger at the club right now, even if it wasn't as good as Salah, we could sit here a lot more relaxed going, look, we're not going to get just fleeced in this market because at least we have someone we know is reliable. It's not Salah's level, but at least we know he's reliable. We don't even have that. So it's a bit weird.
They've always struggled on that front though, hasn't he? Because Salah, the tough thing was Salah never really missed games.
But that's where you rotate,
or anything.
That's where you're meant to rotate the squad, Tom.
Yeah, but it's gonna sound weird. Salah didn't want to be rotated, and Salah almost didn't need to be rotated. And Liverpool last season was last season. Let's not forget that the year before that we were an infinitely worse team when Mohamed Salah wasn't on the pitch.
Yeah, because we were over-relying on him.
But and that was the way it was for a bit. So it was very hard to sell that on someone. We've done well on the left in terms of managing to have Rio come through, because Rio was the kind of guy who can be the rotation backup piece for a bit. We've never brought through a right winger, if you get me. We had Elliot for a bit, but Elliot was never really a right winger like that, if you get me. He was a centre mid 10 type thing. Yeah, Elliot would play on the right. I remember when Salah was injured in Klopp's last season, Elliot played on the right during that run, and that was really where you saw, I think he'd done it against City in the league is like the main one, but he played that a lot. I just think that.
But you look at the left wing for contrast, though, Tom. Mane was here. We still had Jota, RIP to Jota. We brought him in. We brought in Luis Diaz. Then we had Diaz. We brought in Gakpo still. So we were always fine getting players for the left wing.
To be fair, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to get the attackers who can, because a lot of the attackers there that we bought. You mentioned Jota. You mentioned Gakpo. Even Diaz, as we come to find out, they were multifunctional attackers, if you get me. They could play multiple roles. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a plethora of them that I just haven't seen. But I've always thought it's a bit harder to get these multifunctional attackers for the right-hand side than the left, because more players are right-footed.
I'll paint a narrative. And again, people are going to look at the current player rather than what I'm actually saying. So just hear me out on here. Adeyemi from 4 years ago. You could have easily sold a project to him, in my opinion. Pedro, I actually think we would have gone in for Pedro Neto if Pedro Neto didn't pick up the injury in the COVID season. And he can play right and left. But Adeyemi can play through the middle. He can play left and right as well. So there were players out there we could have got. We just chose not to. And we're kind of seeing it now that it's come back to bite us in the arse. And it's even worse now because we don't have a Salah here at all now. I mean, me personally, I'd put pride to his side and I'd go back and be like, look, we need you again. Like, the manager's gone now. Can we make amends? Can we do another one?
There is an argument.
That's not what you would do, Callum, though. We know what you would do. Everyone knows. I heard the Dean phone call. Don't try to gaslight us. We know who you want.
What would you do, Cal? Because I'm not.
Yeah, we know what you want, Cal. Just say it. We know.
At least
No, the other guy.
What, Bowen and Akliush?
Yes, Bowen. You know you're the Bowen guy. Why are you changing that?
I'm a Bowen guy. But I've said we need two. And if we can't get Akliush, then I'll be honest, run me Bowen and Salah for a season then. We've got to do something. No one can sit here and tell me that I'd say 90% of the fan base weren't happy with how much we would have paid for Diomande. We will have to pay even more than that for Rayan.
Yeah,
I think the only one that rates Bowen higher than you is probably like Danny Dyer.
No, Monts rates him higher than I do. Monts would have him come and being a starting winger. I said I'd bring in Bowen to be rotation.
Yeah, but you're only saying that to save face.
No, not at all.
You wouldn't mind Bowen starting. I could tell Cal when you like someone.
I want him to be rotational. Everyone knows. I've made it clear. I've made it clear I wouldn't actually use as my first choice.
Yeah, because you didn't want Diomande, but you want Bowen. Interesting.
Bowen's more proven than Diomande if we're actually going to speak about football.
I mean, there's names.
Hold on. Am I wrong? It's gone silent.
You are right on a technicality, but at the end of the day, Bowen is more proven in the Premier League than Bradley Barcola. I'd rather have Bradley Barcola.
Not in Europe. Diomande's had 46 club matches. 46, guys. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Look, I'm not saying Diomande can't go on to be brilliant in the future. He might end up doing it and surpass all of us. But I can't sit here and lose sleep over a player who's played 46 games that when I watch doesn't move me to the point where I'm going, we need him. I don't care if he's only played 46 games. We need him. I can't do that. Were his first 46 games better than Kavicka, for example? For me, no. In the top league, should I say? No. Is he 19? Yes, but I don't care if we're buying a 19-year-old. Sam, we said this on the show a couple of weeks ago. If we bring in Diomande for the value of Diomande, you want 20 GA in the league from him.
Yeah,
that's a lot to ask for. That's a lot to ask for from an unproven player. But I understand why you're coming from that angle, because we've put all our eggs in one basket. We've spent that sort of money on him. I get it, but at the same time, we got to look at the whole big picture here.
I mean, there are. If you're getting Barcola, I think I was always struggling to see a world where we got both Diomande and Barcola. It was ideal if that happened, but it was always a bit of a struggle to see that world coming in. We've now got to pivot into. I think Barcola's going to happen now because PSG are going to get Akliushin, Diomande,
and Krupi apparently.
There's just not going to be the space for Barcola. So Barcola's going to leave, and I think the Arsenal tied up in the Rodgers deal. So I think if we're serious, we've laid groundwork last season for and we can get Barcola. And it's about trying to figure out the next move. And there are names like maybe as Al-Zuli's back on the table, even though he's predominantly a left winger. Assane Diao from Como, he struggled a bit with his injury last year, but he's someone who's very, very good. Soulé from Roma, maybe. There's also another lad from PSG, Ibrahim Mbaye. Maybe because they're buying so many attackers, they let him go. And you take... I know he's young, he's only 18-ish, but, you know, he scored in the World Cup. He scored the goal to win PSG the league. He's got a bit about him. There's also, you know, a little sneaky one that I'm eyeing up as well. None of these are really my first choice. We'll probably go into that later. But Waneri as well from Arsenal. I'd be very interested to see if he was available this summer because he's clearly fell out with Arteta there. And I remember what he was like on the right wing in that season when they lost Saka for 4 months, when they didn't really have the solutions. Waneri was that solution. And I think that I'm not really moved by Ryan like that. I need to see more of him. Maybe at the end of next year, I'm sitting there going, you've got to get Ryan in type thing. But right now, I look at the idea of getting like an Ethan Waneri in and saying, you, Wirtz, and Szoboszlai are going to rotate in the 10 and the right-hand side position where you can come inside a little bit more. Even though I don't think it's ideal, it's kind of going to be what you got to do. And you give the license to the fullback to hold the width like that. So there are options. I mean, I don't know who else any of you are thinking of in terms of like these options. But if you're getting Barcola, I think Barcola's your marquee guy. I didn't think you were going to get two marquee wingers, if you get me. It was always going to be one marquee winger and one or two additions alongside it.
I rate Waneri a lot, Tom. I really do. But if I'm bringing in Waneri, it's to replace Harvey Elliott if Harvey Elliott leaves. As a right winger,
I think that's going to happen, though, isn't it?
I'd like to hope not. I'd like Harvey to stay personally. If he is going to go, then Waneri makes sense from that standpoint. But I'm going to say a name and you guys are going to ridicule it, but I'll say it. Moussa Diaby, maybe. It's been in Saudi a couple of years now, maybe.
I had him earmarked a couple of years ago before he moved to Villa because I did think he was very impressive, but I just don't know what he's done since then. He struggled at Villa under Emery, which I don't think is necessarily the worst thing because a lot of good players have struggled under Emery.
I don't think he struggled at Villa. I just think he was rotated. He actually asked to play as a striker or second striker a lot at Villa, which kind of hindered him a little bit.
How much is he on, by the way?
He had a decent season. He's on stupid money, yes. He's on stupid money. If we're to get anyone from the Saudi League, obviously you're going to have to take a pay cut of some sort. Like, it's inevitable. But that's the only person I can think of who can dribble, who's got good amount of pace. He's creative as well. He's got good 1v1.
How old is he now? He's 20. He's 27 in a week. Wow, he's 27.
I know it's mad, isn't it?
I remember him being like 22. What the fuck's happened there? That's not the worst shout in the world. I did quite like him when he was at Leverkusen. I did think there was a lot to work with there, and he's one of the ones that can play on both sides. For me, I just wish Al-Zuli had played on the right at points, because he would be the best option for me. The problem that we've got now is that he's really only a left-sided guy. It's the same as, like, you know, that list of alternatives that we've seen posted about. You've got who are they? Fernandez, Pardo, Minteh, and El Mala. Fernandez, Pardo, and El Mala really only play off the left.
Yeah, they're left wingers.
That's
another thing. I don't want to do a shoehorn thing. As much as I love Barcola as a player, I don't want to bring him in to play right wing. For me,
I don't think it's the worst idea though, because you've got to remember you've got to consider the manager that you're working with. I know it's not ideal for Barcola, but he did play on the right at Lyon, and I think his numbers on the right in his career are pretty decent. But you've got to remember what Iraola was like at Bournemouth. He was able to use two right wings in the team, and he want to go on the left and they'd work. Same at PSG type thing. I think there's a way football is going, a meta in football, if you want, where the idea is to have two wingers that can play either side and just constantly rotate them throughout the game, so they can get matchups against certain fullbacks, or they can attack certain spaces, use the skill sets in different ways, constantly keep them guessing type thing. I think that's the way it's going. I wouldn't be shocked to see a world where what's it called? Barcola and Rio play a lot as wing partnership next year, because I'd say they're pretty similar. That's why you're going for these wingers that can play on both sides. Munoz can play on both sides.
Are you that like confident we're getting Barcola then?
I don't see who else it can be.
Arsenal.
I think Arsenal are pretty set on Morgan Rodgers though. I think Arsenal are going to spend heavily in the midfield and just buy Rodgers out for the wing. I don't see them moving on Martinelli. I don't see them moving Martinelli on. I think they might move Trossard on. I just don't see them moving Martinelli on.
I can see them moving both on.
If they move both, then sure that there's a lot more threat to it. But I also think we might just move earlier than Arsenal. If we miss out on them to Arsenal, that's a real problem for us, because then you aren't getting a marquee guy. You're really putting an awful lot of pressure on Isak and Wirtz in the middle to generate a lot, which I think they might struggle to do. But I think the thing with Barcola is it's the way Fabrizio has been talking about him. He's been talking about Barcola to Liverpool in the same way he was talking about Xhaka to Liverpool. Remember when everyone was going, Xhaka to Chelsea, he's going to go to Chelsea, and Fabrizio kept saying...
Even Ben Jacobs' reply to the Anfield sector tweet, I think it was.
Yeah.
He says, don't forget Bradley Barcola. There's one disaster in there, though. Everyone knows the disastrous one.
What, Minteh?
Yeah, that's a huge disaster.
Yeah.
That's where I take a step back, and for me, getting Minteh at Liverpool is the equivalent of getting Nunes back. And everyone knows my thoughts on this Nunes thing. Minteh for me is by far the worst one. I've watched Brighton win games 3-0, and he still looked the worst player on the pitch out of the 22 players. Go watch Brighton 3-0 Chelsea. He literally looked worse than Caicedo and Enzo that day. And
I hear that can happen though, Hassan.
He doesn't have the abilities or the facilities to be a Liverpool player at all.
Yeah, he would worry me if, like, for me, he'd be a massive risk.
And sorry, Cal, just to interrupt you, by the way.
Yeah.
The worst thing about this whole thing, you know how much Brighton want for him? 70, 80 million.
Yeah, but that's Liverpool. That's a Liverpool fault. Like, we showed our hand with the money we're willing to pay with Diomande. So any player we're going for that's a winger, the price automatically goes up 20, 30 mil. That's going to happen. It is what it is. If I meet up with you and Tom to buy a car from each of you, and I offer Tom 5K and he rejects it, and then I come to you and you value your car at 3K, you're going to then go, I want 3.5 or 4K. I know you got 5K. You're desperate for a car. You take this for 4K now. It's just business. That's so we can't moan at that, because if, let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say Real Madrid went in for Declan Rice and they offered 150 mil, and Arsenal longed it off and said it's not happening, and then they came to Liverpool and said we want Szoboszlai. We're going to be sitting there going, well, if you were going to pay Declan 150, then you know what we want. It's just the way the game goes.
The football is a seller's game at the minute, and it's even worse when every club knows what you need. Every single club that we go to knows we need a right winger because we haven't got any option within the club. It's Chiesa who no one trusts, or it's Frimpong who isn't a winger. I think I found the clip because I watched. You know, you talk about Barcola on the right, and it's not ideal. And I was talking about Iraola. He did like a farewell interview thing where he was speaking about why he plays certain players out of position, and I found the clip, so I'll see if I can share it. You won't get copyrighted from it.
I was going to say yes,
because it's not got any match footage in it. It's just him sitting in front of an interview thing. Yeah.
To make them play both sides, I know. I don't know. Brooksy prefers to play on the right, but sometimes has to play on the left. Same with Brian. The same with Taff, with Antoine, because it gives me also as a manager more options, no? And probably Antoine is more suited, or he prefers to cut inside and finish. He has the advantage that basically is two-footed, and this is massive for a winger.
So he's saying that it's about being flexible. It gives the managers options to play with, and sure, there's guys that are better cutting inside, like Barcola would be, but his natural skill set means that he can operate out wide just as effectively to a degree, as long as you're setting them up the correct way. I think that's going to be the direction to go for. I do worry about Minteh in terms of, I do think that one could happen because he can play on the right or the left, and he gives you that dynamic that, again, you're not going to like this because I'm not saying that at the same level. He gives you the same dynamic as Barcola, just with the other foot. So you can have both wingers cutting in, or you can have both wingers running line, depending on which side you want to play them. I do think that Minteh one could happen, because I also think that his underlying numbers are apparently really good for everything bar shooting.
I did tell people as well, the club do look at, big up Matt, the club do look at Barcola as a right winger as well. And I said, if we do sign Bradley Barcola, it's going to be like Barcola plays 50 minutes on the right, and then Rio plays 50 minutes on the right, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, I think it's going to be rotational. I did say this from the start. You know, the same stream that I told guys, we like this Fernandez Pardo guy. But I think the club see him more as a backup striker, though. And it depends how much Lille want for him. Anyway, just quickly with the Minteh thing. The Minteh thing for me, I just don't think you can teach football IQ. And I think he has that Nunes gene in him. And I've watched him make wrong decision after wrong decision after wrong decision, running into the fullback as well. He won't be good in tight spaces at all. At all. Because the difference when you play for Brighton versus when you play for Liverpool is when you play for Liverpool, you're going to come up against a lot of low blocks. Yeah. That's the thing. You're going to come up against a lot of defensive teams. So when Minteh gets the ball for Brighton, and by the way, I said this once because there was remember when Slot was here, the whole Minteh thing was like popping off. And I did a Chelsea Brighton watch along once. I'm like, guys, just watch Minteh with me. And every time he would get the ball in tight spaces, or every time he would get the ball with Chelsea players surrounding him, he would make a wrong decision, or he would do something that's just wrong. And I think this is one of the things as well we need to keep in mind when it comes to some of these players. Let's look at the styles as well that they play at their clubs. Do they come up against low blocks? Do they encounter low blocks? Do they know how to unlock a low block? All these things, they're real questions. Like, as an example, the Diomande, right? I've seen, even at the World Cup at least, Diomande's capabilities in a tight space. He's also capable, to be fair to him, in a tight space of getting past the fullback and delivering across. With Minteh, I don't see that at all. And he plays for an offensive team in Bournemouth, and he's only got 3 goals this season.
Hold on.
That's playing for an offensive team. He doesn't play for Burnley. He doesn't play for some defensive side or anything. He plays for Brighton, and he scored 3 goals, which for me is disastrous return, because if you're a forward for Brighton, you should be capable to eat. You know, you're going to get good numbers at least. And he hasn't done that. So for me, that would be the worst signing. That's like getting Nunes back for me. getting.
Have we been heavily linked with Minteh or something? Like heavy? Because I'm the
Not
way
heavily,
he's
but Ben Jacobs
he's on the
mentioned
list,
him as
isn't
one
he?
of the names.
He's been on that list for like a
from
week or
that
two
list
of
from
the,
before.
of the replacements.
Sorry, because
He's
just
not what I go for.
No. Sorry, because I just I thought there was some breaking news that we're in negotiations because that's when I would have crashed out. Oh, but if you're just talking about like previously, he was on the list with alongside like that Fernando's Pardo and the other guy.
Those two just don't make any sense because they're left wingers. You need someone who can play on the right. Minteh can play on the right. It's just he's not race. You know what though? Everyone's here. Who's everyone? If you're in this situation now, Diomande send us down. Let's just say Barcola happens for argument's sake. Barcola comes in. You need one more guy. Who's everyone going for? Is that one more guy?
What? So we're getting. So you're saying
just say for argument's sake, Barcola comes in. You've got
Yeah.
Munoz. You're getting one more attacker. Who's that attacker going to be?
I'll be real, Tom. I've got to go back to the mountains because right now there's no options. We've got to go back to the mountains, bro.
There's got to be some name for you.
I don't think you understand. So here's my sorry, Tom.
We already know Callum's answer, Jared Bowen.
Here's my take on it, yeah. PSG have taken our number one target. Some people will say this is the best news because they didn't want him. Some people will say like they're vexed. I think majority of Liverpool fans, even if you rated him as highly as others or not, it's more about the options we have left. And right now, there's not many options that are realistic. We can all just say names for namesake, but if we're going to be realistic, there isn't that many. Cal, I know you've mentioned Endrick before, I think, and you've mentioned Bowen. I think Bowen is realistic, although not someone that I would probably say. I think Endrick is unrealistic because I just think Endrick hasn't proved himself and probably going to want to have a chance at Real again after being on loan at Lyon. Ryan will cost a stupid amount of money, dumb money, because they've only just had him for 6 months. So they will say to Liverpool, 1, you're coming back to us again, and 2, we've just got him, so now you're gonna have to pay even more premium. So you're not gonna spend 100 and something mil on Ryan. That doesn't even make any sense, in my opinion. Unproven, but obviously a good up-and-coming youngster. Bruv, like I said, I gotta go back to the mountains and go look at my notes. And
But just give us a name. Give us a name.
All right, if give you a name,
Barcola is one, who's the backup then?
All right, so the other one, any name I can think of, they're not realistic or they've already been taken. No, genuinely, hear this. He didn't hear a joke. Cal said Akliouche. Where's Akliouche guy? PSG.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that because everyone who's clapping back at people saying, if Diomande is not good, then why PSG getting him? I mean, if Akliouche isn't good, could you not say the same thing?
I never said Akliouche wasn't good. I just didn't.
That's not YouTube. That's not YouTube.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, we see that a lot in the comments, right?
Yeah,
if Diomande is not as good as people are saying, why is PSG in for him? The same applies for Akliouche, then, isn't it?
I mean, I think if you get Barcola this summer, there's an appeal to getting a sort of stopgap guy because if Ryan's too expensive this summer, if Ryan has another really good season, you're going to want to be in that sweepstakes potentially. So there's an appeal to get a stopgap for a year or two, someone who's got experience, someone who can work in a system like that, someone who maybe's got a connection with a couple of players already, who you can just sort of plop in in some games on that right-hand side and know that he can link up. Jacob Murphy's not a bad shout, you know. Jacob Murphy's not a bad shout here. He's not a bad shout here, guy. Let's consider this.
This is why Hassam specifically asked names, but I also said realism, and that's when I literally said to you, I'm going back to the mountains to think about. I need to process because, Tom, to give you credit, you thought of some players that some people wouldn't think of. I'll give you that. Nico Paz, yeah, no one knew who Nico Paz was, but you want to know why you knew about that? Because you've done your research. Now you're just moving mad, like you're crazy.
I've done my research on So when you're looking, we need someone to unlock Alex Isak. That's what we need.
Correct.
We need someone to free him.
But not him.
Jacob Murphy is the guy who has the best track record of unlocking Alexander Isak.
How old is Murphy, bro? How old is Murphy?
29.
I'll be honest. I'm taking Jacob Murphy ahead of Bowen right now.
This is a guy. He's better defensively. He tracks back up. He tracks back more. So when we're pressing, when we're high,
let's just keep Kaiser, man. Let's just keep Kaiser.
Case is injury prone. Jacob Murphy.
Bro, Bowen played like up top for West Ham all season. He didn't even play right wing.
Are we really gonna sit here?
Bowen sat at halfway line 90% of the games, and he went like from January until May without getting a goal.
I can tell Tom's trolling. He's trolling.
I'm talking about Jacob Murphy here. So what you're considering, you've got a guy like Isak who needs the ball, a guy like Wirtz who wants to be on the ball in the middle, and a guy like Barcola who's a superstar and wants the ball. You're going to need a guy in that attack who's, I know my role. I know where I stand. My job is to defend. My job is to put crosses in. There is no better winger at defending and putting crosses in than Jacob Murphy. You're doing that for a year or two until you get your guy in. It's right.
You might as well just put Soboslai right wing. You might as well put Soboslai right wing.
But then if you put Soboslai right wing, you're weaker in the middle because we don't have the body in the middle.
We need to go and get midfielder anyway.
There's no guarantee you get that midfielder.
Right,
I have no idea who they're getting.
I'm just giving you an example. You either get Lamine Kamara, Sangara, or Baradi. You get one. Pair him up with Gravenberg or McAllister.
Yeah, I don't think that's great defensively.
Put Soboslai right wing. If that's the type of players,
I don't want Soboslai right wing. What's wrong with Jacob Murphy back up to Barcola though? Why? What's wrong with it?
You do Barcola and Rio.
You guys are laughing.
Come out, Jacob Murphy
I heard the Kopish.
No,
one second. One second. Yeah, I'm a subscriber to Kopish. These guys are laughing at Jacob Murphy. You guys were arguing Bowen and Somerville 4 episodes ago.
He's better than Somerville. Jacob Murphy's a much better option.
He's better than Somerville and better than Bowen on the
Hold on. Who on Kopish wanted Somerville? Can I ask?
No one wanted
Matt.
I want what? Cal. Have I ever said I wanted Somerville,
bro?
Thank you.
No
Don't
one
do
on
that,
Kopish
Sam.
ever said he wants Somerville.
You are a subscriber of Team Kopish.
But the one that argued it that day was you. You were the one.
I was arguing. I
listened to it when I was out. I listened to it. You were telling Cal how Somerville is better.
I got this, Matt.
Than Bowen.
If Minteh's not good enough,
you said it. You said he has more ability.
If Minteh only scored 3 goals and therefore isn't deemed good enough, then why is Jacob Murphy with 3 goals good enough?
Because Jacob Murphy's game isn't about scoring goals.
Yes.
It's about creating, it's about
and he
facilitating.
plays for Newcastle as well.
It's about
because Newcastle are predominantly more attacking than they are defensive.
Jacob Murphy's game is about facilitating and defending. Yankuba Minteh, because he's left foot on the right, he's naturally going to come inside more. I expect him to be more involved with the goal side of things. Jacob Murphy's a right foot on the right.
That's not Minteh's game either.
It should be fucking Minteh's game because he can't cross.
And Jacob, hold on. So let me get this straight. Jacob Murphy, who's had one good season, is now
on the right wing.
The guy who's better than Jared Bowen, who has had multiple very good seasons at West Ham.
In the as a short-term solution, as a short-term solution for what I need to do, yes. As a short-term solution for what I need, yes. I'd rather Jacob Murphy, who knows his role, knows his job, isn't going to be too big for his boots.
He has a good connection with Isak.
Tom, in your scenario,
gets down the line, puts the cross in.
Sam, how many times did Bowen play centre forward this season?
I don't know, but he's played there like eye test many times.
Did he play there more than he played right wing this season?
From what I've seen, yes.
Okay, so from your eye test, Jared Bowen has played 7 times this season as centre forward and 27 as a right winger, 3 as a right midfielder. So technically, on the right, he's played 30 times. And he's played. I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt.
Times at West Ham.
He's played support striker and attacking midfield twice and once. So let's say he's played 10 times up top. He played 30 times on the right.
Bro, this is transfer market. But every time you watch West Ham, he's almost like always just camping at halfway line. And you know this as well, waiting to counterattack the other team. You know this. You've seen it.
Hold on. Didn't Salah used to do that? But Salah was never a striker. Salah was our most advanced forward, but it didn't make him a striker. He's still a right winger.
No, but Salah is different. He was in the year where we did win the league, like 2 seasons ago. He did occupy a lot of time that space, and he was creating a lot of chances and stuff like this. Bowen was more like the finishing guy, basically, for West.
He was creating for Bowen.
So that's why they got relegated. They don't have enough good players to begin with.
I'll be honest, Cal. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I don't think it's. I think he played slightly more on the right because in the second half of the season he moved out to the right.
About
He
Bowen
played 30 times on the right and 10
but Cal,
times in the
Cal,
middle.
I'm going to argue the toss on some of these because I remember when we played them. When we played them, they played like a 4-2-2 with Fernandez and Paqueta in behind Bowen and Wilson. Transfer market hasn't played on the right wing. When he played against us in the game we won 2-0, he wasn't a right winger that game.
Let me get this straight, Tom. You played a clip of Andoni Iraola saying he sometimes likes players who can play both sides. Can Jacob Murphy play left?
Yeah, Jacob Murphy can play left.
You're going mad.
Jacob Murphy's played on the left for Newcastle.
Tom, allow it. Cool.
I don't think you're not seeing the vision that I'm going for here.
No, I don't want vision.
I'm going for a stopgap guy for a year or two.
I'd rather be Stevie Wonder than try and see your vision right now, Tom.
I'm going for a stopgap for a year or two. Someone who can unlock the better players.
What happened to you? Is this what Diomande? Is this what happened to you? You used to come out of names like Nico Paz and
I mean,
we used to laugh.
You missed the long-term alternatives before. I had like a list of 6 of them, but we're talking about short-term here. Like, yes, so you could go for Waneri. I mentioned Ethan Waneri before. You could go for Waneri. You could go for Mbai. You could go for SL Zuli. You could go for Jonathan Rowe. You could go for Sule. You could go for Asan Diao. Sure, they're long-term guys. They're guys that you go on 5-6 years.
Right winger for Liverpool next season. Who's your first choice?
Jacob Murphy
on the right-hand side.
Jacob Murphy. Well, my first choice is to go Barcola and Rio, and then Jacob Murphy come in.
Today. I hear it. You know what? I hear it. It's daytime.
It's better than Bowen, man.
No, it's not.
I need a guy to come in and do a job. Murphy comes in. He works harder defensively. He's better defensively and works harder. He's got a better cross on him. He's a better progressive dribbler.
He's got a better cross than Bowen.
Yes. Jacob Murphy's one of the best crosses in the league.
I can't believe I'm hearing this, bro.
Matt, help me out, bro.
I don't know what's happened to them, man. I don't know.
Murphy is definitely a better passer than Bowen, though. How's that edgy?
Maybe passer. I wouldn't say passer, but crossing.
No. I would say Bowen is a better passer. Maybe Jacob Murphy is better at crossing because that's predominantly
Jacob Murphy is in the top 2% of players in world football for expected threat off their crosses.
Okay, and how did that work for
dangerous? He's in the top 2%.
How did it work for Walter Moody and them brothers there? How did that work?
Walter Moody played DM
He played him in DM the second half of the season.
Eddie Howe.
Now we're doing semantics. He didn't play DM, but I guess he couldn't keep up with the game. I understand that part. But obviously...
When Jacob Murphy had a top striker by the name of Alexander Isak, how many assists did he get?
Should we get Eddie Howe as well?
Matt, sorry to cut you again, Matt. When Arne Slot mentioned this in the press conference, shout out to DDO Sam. When Slot mentioned this in the press conference, what was your guys' reaction?
I just didn't like Slot. I would always knock it. I just have an agenda.
I didn't watch Slot's press conferences. I don't care what he said.
I had a Slot agenda. Okay, Tom.
You took it to Salah's biggest fan on the top left corner, and he's saying he didn't notice the comments. He didn't realize.
We spoke about it.
I just want you lot to
we spoke about it, man. Now his memory's vague.
I just want you lot to bear in mind that when Jacob Murphy played with Alexander Isak, he got 8 goals and 12 assists. I am getting that for 10 million quid potentially.
Did you know
on the right hand side for the year?
Did you
know
Bowen
getting 10 million?
Bowen was
in the last year of his deal. He's in the last year of his deal.
Tom,
how much do you think Jacob Murphy is going to cost?
But I don't care, and I don't want to find out, bro.
Wow,
what we didn't pay. We're not getting.
I don't want to find out, but the same guy wants.
Jacob Murphy's got 1 year left on his contract. You're getting him on a discount.
Homegrown. You're going too far.
So
we're not talking about contract. We're not talking about contract. Relegated
and crap West Ham. Jared Bowen got 9 goals, 11 assists last season. 13 and 9 the season before.
Created the full
16 and 6
Prem chances
before that.
It was full. Sorry,
won them a European trophy, but the guy because he was good for 1 season with Isak. He's the guy.
Yeah, that's
Declan Rice won them that trophy. You know
I don't think
Bowen was 4th in the Prem.
If Jared Bowen turned up at Liverpool,
Tom was speaking over. Can you repeat that?
Sorry, Tom. Bowen was 4th in the Prem for big chances created and also produced 11 assists last season and got the most GA for an English player.
He was taking.
So where was Jacob Murphy in them rankings?
He was taking set pieces, and we know Newcastle had a bad year last year. All I know is that when Jacob Murphy was
I
playing with
think
Alexander
Tom had some
Isak,
cold takes, you know, with the whole Nico Pass thing.
Most
I don't know,
GA
man.
by
I
an
don't know
English
about you.
player. Who's your competition though? Anthony Gordon.
Jacob Murphy.
Oh, Murphy's there, isn't he? And English.
Jacob Murphy's your
But
competition.
Newcastle had a bad season.
So did West Ham. They got relegated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bowen played up top more.
So hold on, let me get this straight. The player who's
And he
better,
took
in
the
your opinion-
corners too.
So let me get the player who's better, playing in a better team with better players, perform worse than the other player. But he's the one to get.
you're not understanding what I'm going for here, Cal.
No, I understand.
You're not understanding it. I can't sit there. If Jared Bowen turned up at
Cole
Liverpool,
Palmer, Saka, he got more GA than both of them.
Saka
Cole
was
Palmer-
injured for 7
both of them were
Cole
injured.
Palmer?
Both of them were
Foden?
injured.
Yeah, and
Palmer
guess
injured
what?
last
Cole
year.
Palmer didn't get called up for England because he's trash this year. Cole Palmer.
Foden.
Also
Foden has been on the bench the whole year for City.
Whose fault is that? Is that Bowen's fault?
I'm not saying it's Bowen.
Well, it's Bowen's fault he got relegated. Clearly, Jacob Murphy didn't get relegated.
By
What
the
you're not
way, I
understanding.
think Jacob Murphy is a lot quicker than Bowen too.
What you're not understanding about what I'm after is
Callum is
looking at the
googling their
situation.
top speeds as we speak.
No, I'm not. I'm not actually.
If Jared Bowen comes in, Jared Bowen is also going to be another guy who wants to be on the ball, who's going to want to be narrow. He's going to want to be close to the goal because that's his game. He's a guy who wants to operate there. I'm getting Jacob Murphy because Jacob Murphy will stand out wide and put in good crosses. If I've got Barcola coming in,
Can Jacob
and
Murphy
Kirk
beat
is the
him,
one.
man? Can Jacob Murphy get past his player?
Yes.
With what?
With his
pace
and his dribbling. I've seen him get past.
There he
You
is.
say that like
There
I've seen
he
him get
is.
past players.
Got him. Got him. Got
There
him.
is a 14-minute video. I'm watching it now of Jacob Murphy's goals and
Allow it,
assists.
bro. I don't know. Go
14
go
minutes.
Play Elden Ring about 14 minutes.
I'm watching that video now. He's burned first one. He burns Destiny Doggy for pace, beats him for pace, and pulls it across for Isak. Did we have anyone doing that last season? Did we have anyone doing that for Isak last season? This is what you need to do. You need to get guys like this in, guys who know their role.
No Diomande does, you know.
Guys who know their role.
Every WWE roster needs a Funaki.
Exactly.
This is it.
You can't have an entire attack
The
of
problem
main
with
event
Callum is
talent.
he wants like Shelton Benjamin to be like Funaki. That's
No,
the problem.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm just gonna let you guys finish the segment, man, because you guys have already got your mind made up. So
You're the Bowen guy, bro. You've been speaking about Bowen for the last 3 years, bro. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
you
I'm gonna
have
let you
made
guys...
a difference.
I'm just saying. I'm letting you guys finish your segment. We're obviously not going to agree here. So you think Murphy is one of the best wingers in the world?
Oh, mate. The goal
here we
that
go.
Jacob
You're
Murphy
changing
just
it.
scored. Jacob Murphy can also cut inside and score on the left. On his left.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. Jacob
Murphy knows his
you're getting
role,
him for
actually.
10 million quid. How
What
much
I
is Bowen
gather
going to
from
cost you?
this, what I gather from this, Cal, is Tom's still slotting. You know them ones there.
He's never been slut out, bro.
He's still slotting, bro. You hear it. The whole Jacob Murphy thing. When
Wait,
Slot
what?
said,
How did you make that a relation?
do you want to know why? Do you remember when Slot said we need a profile like Jacob Murphy? Yeah, he was speaking to Tom, and Tom was the one that. Yeah.
Look, a broken clock
there.
can be right twice a day.
He's
Okay,
already
Tom, I think
transitioning
we've
into
taken
slot,
this
bro.
too
Look,
far,
he's cut
man.
his hair recently. He's cut his hair
Tom,
recently.
I think
Next
we've
day,
taken this too far now. Let's drop
we
it.
know what the next stage is. The
Now
next
this
stage
is
is
I
the
hear it. I
next.
hear it.
This is getting into dangerous territory with this whole slot thing.
The
We can't
corners
really
start
put
talking
this
to the
close
ears.
slot,
I hear
bro.
it. I hear it.
By the way,
I can't believe
I've had it, so I know.
I can't believe I've got Catman trying to talk about my hairline here.
I'm sorry. What?
Also on the speed thing.
You look like. Bro, wait there. If I could describe Tom right now, this brother looked like the same guy. Is it Dumb and Dumber, innit? Is it Jim Carrey? That same buzz cut. I know I'm bald. You're just gonna have to realize one day you're about to meet me, son. Yeah.
My hairline's perfectly fine, mate.
No, your corners are gonna start talking to your earlobes. Remember, I told you.
Also,
It happened to me, bro. Don't worry, man.
In terms of the speed thing, Jacob Murphy is faster. He's got a top speed of 36.5. Bowen's got a top speed of 35.8.
So we're getting a quicker winger. Perfect.
No, but you speak about Murphy like he's some Sonic and Bowen's slow and just runs in quicksand. I rate it, man. You lot done a very good job of trolling. I rate it.
They done a very good job. I know they're trolling. They wanted entertainment, bro.
You need some entertainment at least.
I said Jacob Murphy. I said I can't.
I heard you're backing Arne Slot, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So I had to stop. To it right there. I'll be honest with you though. I think the way Callum speaks about Bowen, you would think he's like the English Messi or something. Like the way he describes.
No, he doesn't.
That's why. That's why when I came into.
Oh, remember I said they were trying to rage bait from time ago.
No, now I'm not rage baiting, but the way Callum does too much Bowen prop, I wouldn't even like it. He does.
You say this though, and it's a very lazy narrative because everyone says I do Bowen prop. How many times have I said I'd bring in Bowen to be a starting winger for Liverpool?
You've not
Ever.
said starter.
So clearly I don't rate him as high as you guys think. Because if I rate him as high as you guys say, then I'd want him to be a starter for Liverpool. It was always coming to be a backup for Salah, and now coming to be a backup for someone else.
Callum, do you want to know Tom's actual solution? Tell them the actual solution, Tom.
I don't know if I want to know.
I mean,
no, but you do. Trust me.
The only names I can think of, I was thinking about Rafinha earlier today, but apparently because he's got like a 60 mil release clause, but apparently he's going to want mega money because he's in financial distress or something.
That's correct.
If not him, then it's one of the 6 names that I mentioned before. Ezal Zuli, even though he's predominantly left, you'll just have to move Rio out to the right a bit more, or Munoz out to the right. Ibrahim Mbaye, I think that one's a good shout. You're going to get him as well.
He's
from
quality.
PSG.
So I'm with you with that one. He's quality, but he plays for PSG. We ain't getting him.
But if they're getting Akliouche and Diomande, and he has no pathway for him.
No, but
there's no pathway.
I hear what you're saying,
they were going to sell him before the World Cup, by the way. Villa almost agreed. Villa almost agreed the deal for him.
I'm not gonna lie, he's cold, you know. He's actually and he plays. Here's the thing: what you said so far is, with Ibrahim Mbaye, he's actually a right-footed winger. He's actually good. The problem is though, again, is the only thing I say is, even though he's a talent, he's a serious talent, just unproven. So it'll be a tall order for him to start every week. It'll have to be some type of rotation.
The thing is, these guys aren't coming in to be the main guy. Barcola's coming in to be the main winger. We just need guys to supplement them now. So Munoz is a supplementary piece. He can cover either side. Mbaye can be a supplementary piece, can play on the right. Rio's a supplementary piece, can play both sides. I said to Cal earlier, if Arsenal are willing, if Arsenal are going to move him on, we almost should be in that race for Ethan Waneri to play on the right or like as a right/10, because I don't think you're going to get many better than that. Assane Diao as well. He struggled with injury last year at Como, but that first 6 months he had at Como, unbelievable. And he's someone who can do it on the left and the right. He's right-footed as well. And then the other two, the less so options, but the names are just like Jonathan Rowe.
There's one more solution you haven't said yet.
Who is it?
What did you message me yesterday, Tom?
What did I message? Oh yeah, just get Salah back. He's the best bet. Just get Salah back is your best bet. But if you're going a different way, it's probably.
I said that though.
Yeah, that's why I said you would like his idea. That's why I said you'd like it.
Oh.
But for me, my top 4 now are Ezal Zuli and Mbaye, Waneri or Diam. Get one of them 4.
I'll be honest. I'm Matt. Would you take Salah back?
Yeah, I just don't think he would.
I'm the only one on the panel that wouldn't take Salah back. Then
so much has happened, though. I think. All right, so if we're going off the premise that Iriola wants 4 wingers, my worry is this. So Rio. Obviously, we've got Rio, got Gakpo, got Munoz, and if we are to go by the reports, Yan Diomande was supposed to be that one, so he would have been the starting right winger. If you go and get Barcola, who I do think is a very good player, and I do think he helps Liverpool, he helps us. My worry is we've got 3 predominantly left wingers again, and we need 4. In fact, there's no balance. I understand Barcola can play on the right. I've seen him do it, but Barcola is a lot better on the left. He's predominantly a left winger who likes to cut inside, and he does have that trademark sort of shot that can go into the far corner if you go and watch his style of play, and he's got good link-up play. And I know he can play off the right and drift in. Getting Barcola for me, it's like a good, but it's almost you're creating another puzzle, because if he becomes a starting left winger, then that means you have to probably throw Rio to the right-hand side, who again can play off the right, but again, he's better on the left. We don't want to do this thing where we're doing the unbalanced thing again, where we've got all these wingers. Remember, we used to say we've got so many left winger strike forwards, but no actual right winger other than Salah. We need some right wingers, some actual natural right wingers. And Diomande was supposed to be that guy. We've just got to now go back to the drawing board because I think the names that we're reeling off are either not good enough or they predominantly play off the left.
I mean, I'm not helping me slot.
The reason why,
if I look at PSG, who's PSG's natural right wingers?
Guys, the solutions are at PSG. Both solutions are at PSG.
Mbaye
is the best one. Mbaye and Barcola. This solves the problem. Mbaye and Barcola definitely solves the problem for me. Like I just, Mbaye is a very good player, bro. He's a very good player. Like
no, I'm not saying don't get Barcola, Hassan.
And he has literally no pathway at PSG. If they get Akliouche, let's just look at the. By the way, there's a third solution at PSG as well. Lee Kangen. That's another solution.
He's going to Atletico.
Yeah, it's close.
I'm saying, like, you know, if you would like, if you could just swoop in last minute or something, I don't know, because I like Lee Kangen as well. I really like him.
I'll be honest, if you were going for that type of winger, I'd rather take the gamble on Waneri because I think Waneri's there's still so much potential in Ethan Waneri. I just think he got rattled by not playing last year.
I like Waneri, but it would be big risk, Tom.
It would be, but it's a risk I'd be willing to take because I remember what he was like that season that he got that game time when Saka was injured. He was so good. He was so unbelievably good. It's all going to come down to the way we want to play. If you want to have a winger that tucks inside a bit more to give the license to a fullback, if you get me, Waneri would be a really good option for that off the right.
I like Waneri, you know. I do. And the times that he played right wing, there were Arsenal fans who says he has a bigger ceiling than Saka too. So it's not difficult.
Also, to your point as well, Sam, you see PSG. You were saying they don't really have anything on the right. That's why they're getting Akliouche and Diomande because they've probably recognised the lack of balance there as well. So that's why they think they've gone in for 2.
Yeah, but that's what frees up Mbaye then.
Yeah, I hear again. I'm in the same boat with Mbaye as I am with Diomande. He did not really prove it.
Only for backup. To clarify, only for backup. The main would be Barcola, of course.
So, if you brought in Barcola tomorrow, he'd be your starting right winger.
Yes, because the club see him as a right winger.
No, but I'm not asking about the club though. What would you do?
Me personally, as things stand,
and
this is my legitimate answer. The reason why I agree with the club is the right wing market for pure right wingers is so ass. I would have no problem doing a game where it's like Rio plays 15 on the right and then Barcola plays 15 on the right. I don't mind it. I'm legit. Like I've seen the right wing market and it stinks. It legitimately stinks. There is literally no options. Like when you look at like I'm talking out and out right wingers. The only way that I could change my mind is if Endrick is available. Outside that, there is no one that literally not a single player we could sign right wing that I'm going like, ooh, let's go. This guy's interesting. Not a single.
What about Brahim Diaz, guys?
He's never moved me. He's never moved me like that. I've never seen it with Brahim Diaz.
You know what? He's like, the thing is though, Carl, the problem for us and obviously yourself as well, is like we've just had one of the best footballing legends at our club for 8 years. And even though that person's not coming in to replace Salah, it's still the idea of Salah was on that right wing. So whoever steps into that right wing has to be of a certain quality. And every single name that we've mentioned, even Yan Diomande, to be fair, none of them can live up to that. And that's why it's one of the hardest things to do. And this is why I feel like Liverpool get it wrong, because making that relationship like turn sour with Salah and making him leave early was one of the worst things Liverpool have done, because what that's done is now it forced us to go for Yan Diomande knowing that we might not even get him. We tried so hard to get him, Cal. We chased him for like 6 months or whatever. As soon as we knew Salah was leaving, we're like, right, cool, we have to go for Yan Diomande. Bro, we've put all our eggs in one basket and we've been left like idiots, bro. And now I think about it and I go, all right, the right wing market, like Sam and everyone said, it absolutely reeks. It stinks. The problem, what was supposed to happen was Salah was supposed to stay for one more year. It gives us time. Maybe there'll be someone else that becomes available. Do you know what I'm saying, Carl? Like someone, I don't know, maybe PSG after all the signings they've made.
There is no one. There is really no one, bro.
Again, or Rodrigo's back close to foot. Like, there's just not enough time now. And all these stopgaps for me, that's not going to cut it. We're Liverpool and we can't have a stopgap right winger and we're trying to like win a trophy. Might not win a league trophy, but we've got to try and challenge and get back to where we are. I do worry about the right wing situation. And I understand getting Barcola does help, but for me, it doesn't fix it because I still feel like Barcola is naturally a left winger. It's just that he can play off the right. And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he does a Mane where, remember Mane, as soon as Salah came in, Mane just switched flank and it took him a couple of months to adjust, and then he was calm. We just got to maybe hope that Barcola can do the same.
It depends. It depends on what they're going to do with Barcola. If they see him as predominantly a right winger, then I think the best bet is to get Ezel Zuli. I think he's the best option for what you want. If they see, but if they see him as like a flexible guy where he'll do some on the right and some on the left, then your best bet's probably Mbai, because you're going to need someone who's predominantly a right winger. In that case, you're going to need someone who's a lot more comfortable there, and Mbai makes sense. So it's going to come down to where they see Barcola playing consistently. And once these, when these talks ramp up for Barcola and the briefs start coming out and they start saying what wing they see him for, that's when you'll be able to figure out which direction you want to go in. Based on the list
I can't wait for the first brief. Club see Bradley Barcola as right wing option for the season. It's so obvious, bro. Come on, you guys.
Because I do think when you look at that list of replacements as well, the fact that two of them are predominantly left wingers, that almost implies that that's the way that they see Barcola as a right winger.
How do you see it though? Even though the club probably, do you see Barcola as a right winger, or do you see him as someone who's a left winger, just that he can play on the right?
I see him as just someone who can play on both sides. I just think he's on both sides. It's how you want to set him up. For me, I think your best bet would be to play him and Rio as guys that rotate wings. I think that's where you get the best dynamic on it. But it's how you cover up behind it.
If that's the case, then why wouldn't you say at PSG? Because I think the reason PSG are going in for two right wingers is Barcola's pretty much made it clear he doesn't want to play right wing anymore.
If I go based on, no, that's not true.
Barcola's leaving PSG because he's not playing enough.
Yeah, because he's not going to play. If I go based off the reports, the actual reports, I know what you're talking about, Callum, but that's more speculative. The actual reports from France, which we actually put up on screen, like I think 3 weeks ago when we first spoke about this, is Barcola was frustrated to not start the Champions League final, and he doesn't look at himself as a player that will like play for PSG next season. Because if we're looking just pure math here, Dembele is staying, Kvaratskhelia is staying, Doué is staying. Now add Akliush and add Diomande. Let's be objective about this. Barcola's like, I'm gonna sit up here and be sixth choice.
No, but I don't think. I think if Barcola turned around and said, "No, I'm good to play right wing," I don't think they get Diomande and Akliush then.
I still believe that they would get them because I don't think PSG are gonna pay 100 million just because Barcola says he wants to play right wing or not.
I think PSG.
Remember, they've changed as a football club now. They're no longer the football club that drops the 200 million on Neymar type thing. Like they're trying to build like an empire.
No, I hear it. What I'm saying, Hassam, is if, let's say for example, Barcola was like, "No, I'm good to play right wing." That means you've got Cover and Doué for left wing, Barcola, and then one of the other two. Then I still think they get.
PSG thought Barcola was good. If PSG thought Barcola was good enough, they wouldn't sell him. This is the ultimate reality.
He has played on the right.
He's not good enough to start at PSG. That's the reality.
They just want to go in a different direction with it. He has played on the right for them.
I don't think we sell a project to Barcola to come in and play right wing for us. Especially when
I just right wing though.
You're selling the project to Barcola if you're coming in and being the marquee winger.
Yeah,
we don't know if it's the right or the left.
Yeah, but I think he's going to. If we're bringing him to be the marquee winger, you play him in his best position. Then he's not good on the right.
Does you guys' scenario include Gakpo staying or leaving?
I don't know now.
No, do you know what?
I don't know either.
Just quickly as well, I was going to say thoughts and prayers are with Gakpo and his family, because obviously there's the horrible news over the weekend. They lost a child. So yeah, man, thoughts and prayers are with Gakpo and his family. Just want to say that as well, because that's horrible, man. Do you know what I'm saying? In terms of, that's the thing now, in terms of Cody Gakpo's future, I know some journalists have always kind of said like keep an eye on Gakpo. They've kept on repeatedly saying if Liverpool get an offer that they can't refuse and there's been interest, then they wouldn't hesitate to like potentially sell him. It's again, all right. So let's just, if we brought in Barcola and we got an offer for Gakpo, I believe what would then happen is it'll be Barcola, Rio left. Obviously, you got Munoz there, and then I think we'll go and get another winger. If Cody Gakpo stays, I
still think there's a world where you get another one. Though I think Gakpo could just do up front.
I'm not sure, you know.
No, Tom. His scenario includes Gakpo leaving.
Yeah. But so if Gakpo leaves, it will be.
If Gakpo leaves, you could definitely get another one.
Yeah. But let's just say now, and now let's do the other scenario. Let's say Gakpo stays. I think it'll just be Barcola will be the last winger. That he'll be the last because it'll be Barcola, Munoz, Rio, and Gakpo.
I could still see there being one more because they need a guy up front because you can't trust Isak's fitness. That's the thing. You need a guy who's going to be predominantly there. I mean, on the Barcola thing, I just had to look up because our interest in Barcola started at Lyon. We missed out on him to PSG.
Which is when I said we should sign him. This is where Callum is right, unfortunately. I don't like to give him credit, but this is where he's right. You have to be able to bring in these players while the good guy is fucking here. While the guy that's good is here, bring the other guy that you think is going to be the next guy. That's the whole point. But we don't do that, unfortunately. We wait for Barcola to be 100 million at PSG, and then we go buy him. We could have gotten him from Lyon for 20, bro. When he was at Lyon, I said, sign this Barcola kid. I said it with Tom on stream, bro. I wanted Barcola from 4 years ago.
How much is he going to cost, by the way, guys? In your opinion, Barcola?
Over 100.
Because I think we're going to... Do you want to know why? You see how
we've shown our hand.
Fight? Yeah, we are not only that, Cal. We've been fighting them directly for Yan Diomande. Obviously, they've won that. They're gonna want to recoup now, Cal. This is another thing. They're gonna want to recoup because I'm reading it even now from Santi. He's saying with the arrivals of Yan Diomande and Aklius, PSG would now consider selling Bradley Barcola. Then you got from Sasha Tavaleri saying PSG have already held direct talks with clubs, including Liverpool and Bradley Barcola. Yan Diomande's transfer automatically opens the door for the Frenchman to leave, and Barcola is now expected to depart PSG this summer. I promise you, me personally, Barcola is going to cost a lot of money, a lot more than what maybe people expect. I could be wrong.
100 million pounds is what? 120 euros? 115 euros?
What pound?
They'd sell for that. Come on. They would definitely sell for that.
I think it'd be slightly less than what they pay for Diomande. If they get Diomande for 80, then it'll be the same. I think you get Barcola for 80 to 90.
But they just sold Ramos for 75.
AC Milan might be the dumbest football club in the universe, by the way.
No, 75 million euros they got for him, I think.
75 million euros for him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this like
he was hardly ever utilized, didn't it? I know. Oh, that makes me feel
guys,
bad.
let me just
sorry, one more thing. Sorry, really quickly. Yeah. One thing on the Barcola thing.
Yes.
Are we missing the situation here a little bit as well? Because we all assume that, and I'm guilty of this as well, thinking that if Aklius and Diomande go, then he goes automatically. But with Ramos gone, they don't have a striker there or a backup or a rotation player for Dembele. Could it not be that they need another player to go there before they say, right, Barcola can go now? No. Genuine question. I'm not even trying to take the mick here.
No, because but Barcola, as you said, they've got no one for that. So it's not like Barcola's going, well, I'm going to play up front. I'll get you minutes up front.
No, but he's going to
they got Tyrell. They want Krupi, you know.
No, but I'm saying if that's what I'm saying. Do we have to wait for them to get Krupi before then we can move to Barcola?
No.
I don't think so.
If they want Krupi, they're going to get Krupi.
I reckon they use the Barcola money to get Krupi. This is the thing. So I feel like right now we are in a strong position to get Barcola. I just wondered how much that's going to be. Like, it'll be
our competition for Barcola is Arsenal, so we better move now.
Yeah, although I think they're more fixated on Morgan Rogers, but if they can't get a deal for Rogers at a good price, they probably would pivot to Barcola because they've showed interest already. Do you know what I mean?
I just looked at it before though. Barcola, when we wanted him at Lyon, when our interest was really there, he played majority on the right.
Okay. And what was his? Do you know what his numbers were like at all? Or, I know he was young then, so
that's 4 years ago.
It was 3 years ago. When he played, because he wasn't really starting all that many games. Like I'm just going to when we first wanted him. He started like 9 games that year. He started like 15 games that year, I think. He played 4. So he played 26 games. I don't know how many starts it was. He played 4 as a left winger, 7 as a centre forward, and 9 as a right winger. As a centre forward, he really didn't do much of anything. Left winger, he got 1 goal and 5 assists in 4 games. As a right winger, he got 4 goals and 5 assists in 9 games.
Do you know what really annoys me? Sorry, I know I'm going off a tangent. The last thing I say, Sam, I promise you, the last thing I say. Do you know why PSG are actually the coldest at this thing? They're able to convince these up-and-coming young players to join them, knowing that the squad depth they have, they don't even need to go ham in their league, and they can just rest them for the Champions League. Hence why they've run back-to-back. In my personal opinion, as great as PSG are, and I think they're cold, by the way, one of the main reasons I feel like they're able to do that is because their league is so much weaker. So you see, when you can play like a Crava for like 15 games in League R, or you don't have to play a Doué for 32 games. They have the ability to do that. And then when it goes onto the big stage, they're able to just like put out all their top guys for the Champions League. I'm not gonna lie, you can't really compete with that. So even Diomande is probably thinking, all right, I'll play a couple games in League R, get used to it, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But when it's Champions League, whatever, I'm there and I'm ready. PSG probably the only team in Europe that can do that. Because even Real Madrid can't. Real Madrid can't. Their league is better.
But PSG have done it the right way, because how much did they buy Kvara for? What, 60 mil?
No. They do it
with like 40 mil.
Yeah, but they have the luck. You see how
even Dembele, they got pretty decent.
I know.
Price, so.
They've got the luxury of doing that, Carl. We can't. In the Prem, you can't play like a weakened. Like basically, PSG can put out their B team. Well, they're not B team, but like they're attackers that don't play as much, which sounds crazy.
Live wrestlers, right? As well. Bayern do it as well. Bayern can afford to do that.
Yeah. That's why they're able to go so strong in the Champions League. I kid you not. You see Liverpool, yeah. I know this is,
but we're also our worst enemies of it as well, though, Matt. Because we put so much emphasis on the starting 11 that whenever we speak about, like when we had Salah, again, it's no shade at you, Tom, but whenever we had Salah and I said, "Oh, let's bring in this player," the first thing we do as a fan base is go, "Well, Salah's there. They're not going to play games." When in actual reality, that's how you get longevity out of their careers, and that's how you get more trophies in the season. You rotate more earlier on in the season. Pep was a master of that, by the way. Pep used to rotate heavily in the first half of the season, and then second half of the season blitz teams because their players were a lot fresher. Whereas we'd start hardly rotating, then by April, May, we'd look knackered.
PSG, man,
that wasn't necessarily true.
They can do whatever they want.
April, May, we look knackered, Tom, man. We'd get over the line, but we'd look knackered, bro.
I wouldn't say so. There was 1 year where that happened, which was Klopp's last year, but Liverpool typically end seasons very strongly.
No, I'm not saying we didn't end the season strong, but we looked knackered. And Man City looked fresher than us. They did.
But I wouldn't say we looked knackered. Like I'm thinking back. So 18-19, we said we weren't knackered at the end of that season. Maybe the Champions League final, but I think that was more so for the fucking 3-week break.
Yeah, 3-week
break. More
yeah.
so than we were tired. 19-20 again. Massive break at the end of the season with COVID. 2020, 2021, I think we went on a 12-game unbeaten run to end the season. That was the fittest we looked throughout the entire season because of injuries. 21-22, we didn't look... Salah looked tired, but the rest of the players didn't look tired.
21-22, we looked knackered.
I wouldn't say we looked knackered at the end of the season. Me personally, I wouldn't say. And we had like one of the best runs we ever had under Klopp in the second half of that season. 22-23 again, the fittest we looked, the best we looked was the end of that season. We should have got Champions League football, but for Cody Gakpo getting boosted in the chest and it being said it's not a red card. And 23-24, the injuries just fucked us massively. And that we looked tired at the end of that one because we had half the squad out injured and coming back from long-term injuries with no fitness, and the other half having played every single other minute because we had no depth, and they were goosed. That was the 1 year I looked at it and went, yeah, they were tired at the end of that season. The rest, I wouldn't say they were knackered. Me personally, I wouldn't have said it.
Guess how many minutes Carabao played this season just gone at PSG in the league?
I think he played less than 900 minutes.
Like 1,000 minutes, maybe?
No, not that bad, but he only played 1,400 minutes, 1,480 minutes. Do you know how much Gakpo played? 2,749 minutes. Gakpo played 36 times. Kvaratskhelia played 28 times. And doesn't even tell you how many of them were subs. He only played 1,482 minutes. And then you wonder why he was so fresh for the Champions. You see what I'm saying? It's madness. They can do that because their league is nowhere near as intense. They haven't really got to worry about another team. Yeah, you get your Lils and your Leons every now and again, but they're not really going to move to PSG. PSG can do that.
But they also do that, Matt, because of the strength they've got in depth.
I know. They've done it gradually. Since Mbappe left, they said, we got to come up with a plan where we got to get the talent in and the mentality, and everyone knows that what time it is. So even Barcola was on board to begin with. Hence why the season before, when we won the league, Barcola got 20 goals and 20 assists. The season we won the league, you know. He was going mad. Then they were like, do you know what? Boom. Let's go get Kvaratskhelia. Yeah.
Got him.
Still got
see,
him.
we would never, and this is my point. If we had Barcola and he got a 40 GA season, there's no way we're getting another left winger.
Yeah, everyone's like, you can't do that.
We'd never do it. We'd never do it.
I hear you. Let me just do the super chats, and then I want to ask you guys about Curtis Jones as well, just quickly, and then we'll wrap up. Big up to all of you guys locked in, guys. We got over 1,000 people in here. We're not even at 300 likes yet. Find some shame. Close the live chat. Hit the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Link is in the pinned comment. Same guy Callum wants to bring back. He said Madueke was better this season. So never forget, guys. You can always change your opinion. Go follow me on Instagram.
So
hit the like button and subscribe.
You don't even want him back.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
So you must think he's really bad then.
No, my I don't want him back. Doesn't mean I say Madueke is better, but
oh no, I didn't think we're adding context to the conversation.
Yeah. Madueke is better. Never forget.
No
big up big up Hossam the Don. Big up Tom Little, who triggers me every week. Big up Callum. I don't have any beef with you. Just frustrating times. You know, yesterday when Cal went live,
lying. Acme's been crashing out on me for weeks.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yesterday when Cal went live during the whole news thing about Diomande, he was like, you guys don't even want to see me anymore. You guys don't like me anymore.
Remember, I've never sat here and was like, we need Diomande, but it was still my fault we didn't get him. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yes, boys. Hope everyone's well. Haven't tuned in for ages. I've been away. Who's the...
Wow. Fuck you.
This is so rude. But thanks for the super chat.
We
should have gone for Cunha and Mbuemo last season. They would have chosen us over United last summer. Cunha went for 62 and Mbuemo went for 65. Look at the prices this window. They are bargains with consistent G plus A in the Premier League. I'll be honest with you. Given last summer, impossible to sign Mbuemo with Salah 47 GA season. Cunha would have been a possibility. I'm not going to deny that. I do.
They went for different options. They went for Ekatike and Isak.
Yeah. Cunha would have been an option.
Sam, this is what I'm saying though. You see what you just said there? It's impossible to get Mbuemo after Salah had the season he just had. But isn't that part of selling the project in the same way we sold the project to Ekatike and still got Isak?
No, but Mbuemo last season was coming off a season where he scored 20 goals at Brentford, playing striker and right wing or like whatever it is. I think at the time it would have been impossible to convince Mbuemo to sit on the bench for Salah, basically.
But again,
in hindsight, he would have played and all that. I agree with that. But I'm saying at the time, convincing him to sit on the bench would have been possible.
Because you got to bear in mind as well, Salah had just signed a new 2-year deal as well. So there wasn't any sign that there was plans to move him on.
That, but shall I tell you what my thing is? And this is the only thing I'd say is a benefit of Salah leaving. Is now I don't want to have this this ethos at the club where certain players think I want to start every game that I want to start. From now, me personally, now we should have a squad where we go, if I'm playing you today, I don't want to hear from you. I'm picking you for a reason, for a long-term picture, because playing Salah every week when you could have brought in someone else to take some of that load off him, pause, and then allow him to have a little bit of a longer career. I think it's the same thing we're doing with Virgil now. It's the same thing we're doing with Virgil. Go and get me a top drawer left center.
Yeah, but that's why I want the centre back as well, and I brought this up. I agreed with you that.
But I don't think we'll get a left-sided centre back to the point, and I think we're sitting here in a year's time, either with Virgil about to leave, or with Virgil burnt out, and we're going. We should have got one.
I mean, I think it's glaringly obvious that Virgil's going to go at the end of the season, regardless of how he plays. I think
who's that
not getting centre back. Remember, we had that conversation.
No, I want to get a centre back. You just don't want the centre backs I want.
No, you said, if I'm not mistaken, you said, Matt, you don't pay. This is what you did. This is exactly what you did. Matt, you don't pay 60 mil. I don't think Jeremy Jackie's not going to play. That's what you did. That's what you did. I remember.
Yeah, I did. The guy I want.
It's more like this. It's more like this. You don't pay 70 mil for Jeremy Jacko to sit on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The guy
don't get it. You don't get it.
The guys I want are guys like Vuskovic or
That sounds
Achampong.
more
But
mank
I
than
say that.
I know. I'll do it again. I'll do a better impression later on. Don't worry. I can do a better impression than that. Trust me.
The guys I want are Vuskovic or Achampong. But
It's not
if
funny,
when I say
I've got
them, it's
you.
about where's the experience. So I can't win.
That was terrible.
It's not funny.
No.
What is that?
What?
I've got
That
you.
not funny.
Not funny.
Bro, who are you? Shearer blood.
Essentially.
No,
The balance would be cooked with Verts 10 and Diomande Barcola on the wings. Barcola, Verts, Sabo with Isak up top. With Dio, you're still bringing up Diomande. Habibi, Diomande is gone now. Khalas. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the scenario to begin with. I think it's going to be Barcola, Verts, Rio, Isak. Or Barcola, Verts, Gakpo, Isak.
If you're talking about balance, the balance in that, if you're looking at a Barcola Verts Sabo attack, I think you've got a deeper problem with what the fuck do you do with your fullbacks then? Because you're telling your right back's got to bomb on to offer all the width. And then your left back has to stay back as cover because your right back's gone that far up. We did that last year. It doesn't work because Milos Kerkez is not a fullback who tucks in.
One of the midfielders dropping, Tom?
I can't wait for Kerkez to overlap.
Do we have anyone
again.
for that? That's the thing. Potentially, but we don't have anyone for that now.
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. Trust me.
Run Bowen, run Callum, and you broken chair. Wow, that's so rude. The funny part is I don't even have the clip anymore of the whole falling thing. It's literally gone. That's why I keep playing the dimwit clip. So yeah.
Have you ever seen the film? Have you seen the film about the Air Jordans with
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Was that Cal?
Cal, you're right, bro.
Cal, you're good. Has Cal just collapsed? Did the chair just give up on Cal?
What the hell?
Cal, you're all right, mate.
All right.
By the way, just so you guys know, Ram is public enemy number 1. If I'm Callum, I'm looking at Ram differently because he was laughing. Let's be honest, he was laughing.
The only reason he didn't fully burst out is because Matt and Jamie were
because Matt was concerned.
They were actually concerned.
I'm a real friend, you know. There wasn't even a smirk on my face, bro. There wasn't even like a slightest.
I'll be honest though, Sam. I'll be honest. We're very lucky it didn't happen when we were on the stream because we would not have held back.
I know Tom would probably fall off his chair laughing. How about that?
Yeah, we would have laughed. We would have laughed like crazy. I won't even lie. I strongly feel like we dodged the bullet on paying for Diomande. He was way overpriced, and now he'll be a bench warmer at PSG. He might also go there and cook. So it depends. It depends. You know, I'm not saying he's going to be a failure, but as long as we get Barcola, I think we'd all be happy.
I just feel that's what they're going to do.
I'm mentally preparing, though, for disaster. If we don't get Barcola.
Krav on the left, Diomande on the right, and it'll most likely be Dembele starting. But obviously, they want to make sure Dembele picks up no injuries. So Doué will play through the middle as a false nine because Doué can do the false nine.
Yes.
Bro, it's going to be horrible.
And Doué plays on the 10 too.
You've also not considered the world where he played Doué in the midfield
congratulations on winning
Vitinha.
back-to-back Champions Leagues.
Because there was a bit of a fallout with Fabian Ruiz, so they'll just play João Neves and Vitinha in the pivot, and then Doué in the yeah, it's done.
You don't know why Arne Slot is just an idiot? He actually gave PSG the toughest 180 minutes 2 seasons ago. We went to penalties.
I wouldn't say he gave him a tough 180. He gave them a tough 90. You didn't give him a tough 180.
Yeah, but like Tom, we lost to PSG on penalties, and then since then Slot just lost his head and changed all his principles.
Yeah, but the game at the park, we were not good in that one. We that was the ultimate.
Donnarumma did save them though that season multiple times too. Let's be honest.
Not in the away game. In the away game, he didn't make a single save.
We'll end up with Dom right wing now. Hell no, we ain't gonna end up with Dominic Szoboszlai right wing. Hell no, bro. That would be a disaster scenario, and I don't think Szoboszlai would accept it either. The fee PSG want for Barcola is spooky, but we need. What's spooky though? Manchester City just paid 116 million for a ball carrier that passed left and right all game.
Genuine question about Elliot Anderson. Genuinely,
I wouldn't have taken him.
No, I'm not saying about whether you'd take him or not. I did think he was good, but how much better than 2018 Jordan Henderson is Elliot Anderson? When you consider what Jordan Henderson was in Liverpool's pomp, is Elliot Anderson that much better than him?
No, but it did.
No?
If Jordan Henderson was at Nottingham Forest playing how Elliot Anderson played in in 2026, he'd go for the same money as well.
No, because it's just it's more so interesting to me to see how football has changed so much in the last 5 years, where Henderson was only really getting praise from us in that period of time. Now these guys, they're acclaimed by everyone. You've got to have a guy like this in your team. I remember when Henderson was going about it, that he wasn't getting this level of PR.
How about this? My man can't even get close to like a 32-year-old James Milner, bro. 30-year-old James Milner is still better than Elliot Anderson.
Well, current Elliot
The
Anderson.
crazy part is 32-year-old James Milner was like 5 years ago now.
I know. But all right, 30-year-old James Milner who got like the most assists in Champions League. Yeah, that Milner. You're telling me that Milner's not better than Elliot Anderson?
James Milner was 32 when he got that record. He wasn't 30.
Even better. Makes my point. Who are you taking? That Milner or Elliot Anderson?
For midfield, probably Elliot Anderson. That Milner was better at fullback.
I'm taking that Milner, bro.
If you'd put to me like Wijnaldum from that year, then it's a different conversation.
But people, do you know what it is? Yeah, you've got diligent workers like Elliot Anderson. Don't get me wrong, good on the ball, but man are acting like they're some specialist. He's not even a specialist, you know. Well, okay, what's Anderson's special? What's his special trait?
Let me ask
Running.
Genuine question.
Who would you rather have? Who would you rather have, Matt? 2018 Naby Keita or Elliot Anderson?
Are you talking about Keita without injuries?
The Keita from the first season.
Did you see the look of love on Matt's eyes when he said Keita without injury?
I'm saying no. I'll go on better. I'm taking NFT Keita. So that season where you always criticize him for playing like 10 games, but when we had NFT midfield, I'm taking that Naby Keita, bro.
We go get Ryan and Barcola. Ryan is 100 million. We ain't gonna get him.
Ryan's 130 million.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Addison's a good player, but when like Hassam's right, these prices are just stupid. Like Elliot Anderson, Nottingham Forest, one season, hasn't won anything. Like even when people were cussing Declan Rice, at least Declan Rice had just won a trophy. Like it just doesn't add up to me. And you know what it is as well? Man City, typical City, spoiling it for everyone else because like the game's finished now, bro. 116 for Elliot Anderson. Yeah, drop me out, bro.
Most Isak's goal came from midfield chances, not W, not wing.
Facts. It's such a false narrative that Jacob Murphy was the biggest creator for Isak. It's such a false narrative. It's unreal.
Callum, we were taking the piss, you know.
No, I'm not even at you guys. I'm just saying, it's like you're not the only people who said it. Like everyone seems to think that Jacob Murphy is invited.
We were taking the piss, bro. Callum's still not over it. We were taking the piss.
No,
we wouldn't take Jacob Murphy.
I just feel like some people just hear something and then go, "Yeah, that must be true." And I'm like, "Come on, guys, think for yourselves, man." I'm not saying you've got to agree.
Personally, I'd like him buy. That's my backup. For Barcola, as in buy. I like
him buy. It's cold, bro.
I mean, let me ask you this: if you hear that Rodrigo's back in October, are you buying Rodrigo now and going Munoz, Rio, and Barcola can hold it down until Rodrigo's
when you say back though, Tom? Is he like we don't know what he's gonna be like? You have to wait and see.
To be honest, no, Tom.
Yeah, and I don't want to see Rodrigo playing right wing either. He's a left winger.
Barcola can play on the right.
He can do both, to be fair. Barcola and Ryan Jobs a good one. Chill out, lads. Yeah, but once again, Ryan is also 100 million. We are not going to sign Barcola and Ryan. So that's the thing. Leveling at Stuttgart at least is a squad option. He's all right. He's all right. Liverpool fans really entertaining Jacob Murphy. Mashallah, seems like the title races between City and Arsenal again. That's why I said I'm not gonna put pressure on Iraola to win the league for this reason right here. So, and by the way, we were trolling, guys. You know, Tom came up with a genius idea to annoy Callum, and it worked. To be fair, so we annoyed him. Remember when Tom loved Amarim? #stinky opinions.
I'll tell you what. If he ends up doing something with AC Milan this summer. Or this season.
Isn't that still your most viewed video on your channel?
Potentially, yeah.
Your most viewed video is...
Let's be honest, it's not like it's got any competition in recent months.
Bowen versus Murphy debates. This club is in piss. Yeah. Big up to Josh, who just sends in an empty super chat. Guler, Ryan, Nwaneri, Adeyemi, what you all think? Like to choose one of them? Out of the ones you mentioned, obviously it's going to be Guler. Guler is the best one probably on that list.
I don't think he's a right winger though.
He's really come through as a midfielder, Guler.
Like a 10, number 10.
On that list, I'm taking the gamble on Nwaneri, I'll be honest. I'm taking the gamble on Ethan Nwaneri.
Nwaneri or Adeyemi. Because
guys, talk about these two super chats just for a minute. I'm gonna be back.
I don't know who Tabi is. We can only see one of the super chats. So.
I mean, if you want
Simon Adingra.
Yes, right. So this list is basically he wants us to sign Talby from Sunderland, Somerville from West Ham, Adingra from Monaco, sell Gakpo and get Marmoush, I assume.
What? Wait, what? No. This is why I said Liverpool fans, we need to go back to the mountains because these lists are just getting worse. We need to like regroup, just like Liverpool, and think of some new names, bro, and do some due diligence. That's what I'm gonna do anyway. That's what I'm actually gonna do. I'm actually gonna.
I've
look
got
at
my
list
names.
of players and see what I've got.
I don't want to hear Tom. Respectfully, I can't. Not.
You listened to them before. You listened to them before. They're good names. Serious names.
West Ham.
No. Gweston's grown beyond us. Gweston's a 2 times European trophy winner in one season. He's in the history books.
Would you sign Retegi as a third choice striker? You wouldn't it?
We can't afford Retegi as a third choice striker. That man got.
Where is he actually? Is he? Where's Saudi?
In Saudi. He's currently managed by Brendan Rodgers.
Oh my man, like Brendan, you know.
I think he got like 20 goals last season.
Man, like Brendan.
Did you guys respond to this Robert one?
Yeah, we're just in amazement of some of the names.
Hussam, you need Minteh in your life, mate. No, I don't. Thanks for your concern and your suggestion. But I really don't. Liverpool need 1 striker, 2 right wingers, 2 DMs, 1 centre back, 1 right back. I'd say 1 midfielder. Unless McAllister goes, then it becomes 2, to be fair. For someone who prides themselves on planning for the future, Hughes is pretty crap at planning for the future. Calzino, I do think that we haven't future-proofed anything right now. That's one of the big issues we have at the football club. You know, perhaps future-proofing hasn't been something that we've looked at properly over the last.
Yeah, no, I did say as a backup. I was wrong.
Matt called you out on that as well. I watched that stream. Your head was gone, Callum.
Yeah, but I was being petty because I mean, Carl can say things about some of the players that have horribly gone wrong as well.
Running, decent passing, physical positioning is what Robert is saying. And then he says, I'm not an LFC fan. Don't drag me down. I'm a Premier League champion. Proud Arsenal fan. Please get it straight. I'm an Arsenal fan. First of all, don't be disrespectful and say drag me down, though. Because
trust me.
Your dreams are my reality.
I know about UCLs, bro.
Don't be disrespectful for saying drag me down. You know, so yeah.
We know, we know what it's like to win a Champions League via penalties, don't we? I've never had to see my centre back booted over the bar.
Wow.
Have they won any European trophy?
Yeah, they won a cup winners' cup, I think.
Yeah. They took part. They took part. Remember, it's about the journey. Remember, that's what. It's about the journey.
Did it all work out?
It's about the journey.
You know, to be fair, they did break a record. Let's not forget, they broke their own record for the least amount of possession in a Champions League final.
Oh yeah, let it all work out.
60 million quid on Eberechi Eze, just to do that in the biggest game of his life.
Let it all work out.
Did Gyökeres go in the final? Let it all work out.
The Gyökeres didn't even start in the final. Let's not forget that. The big money striker didn't even start.
Wait. Did Superchats start? Let it all work out.
No.
What, Lewis Skelly midfield?
Cold. Well, if you've been seeing all the news, apparently Superchats not even starting next year. Do you want to buy someone to replace him?
You're joking.
Do you want to buy Bruno G, don't they?
Let it all work out. I know. crazy, isn't
Anyway,
it?
shall we talk about Jones or just end it here? Fuck it, let's just end it. Big up to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
I like how we got so long to discuss that. Then we got half a second to go. Ooh, should we talk about Jones? What? Nah, fuck it. Call it off.
Forget it. No need. Anyway, for that, I hope Arsenal gets Barcola. I think you're gonna get Rodgers and Zolas.
You'll get good players though. All jokes aside.
Yeah, you'll get good players.
They'll get good players.
And I think you'll win the league again next season. Just don't say it's you're the one that started, huh? Not us. You started. So you're the one that said don't drag me down. Like don't be disrespectful. Don't talk to us like we're Spurs fans. Fraud. By the way, Spurs are cooking, side note. You have all made enemies of me for this. All of us? Damn, what have we done? Why are we all your enemies? What have we done, Olu?
Ollie's an Arsenal fan. Big up, Ollie.
No, that's not the other. I know the Olu that we're. This is not that.
Same one?
That's not the same person. That's not. But the person that
Olu's a
was
Liverpool fan, bro.
No. There's an Olu is an Arsenal fan as well. Olu's always.
I know that. Yeah, the Olu that goes even on Mo's channel and stuff, but I don't think it's you.
Oh,
is that you? Let us know, please. Let us know. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Shut the hell up, Val. You ain't got shit to release. Bum ass loser. Send the layouts for the watch alongs. Shut the hell up. Anyway, big up to you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on another stream. All the links are in the description. You get me? I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sanderson show in the description. Matt One show in the description. Tom Little in the description and Kopish in the description. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. Link is in the pinned comment. Oh, it's you. Yeah, but he started. He's the one that said drag us down. It ain't me, man. He's so, العين بالعين والسن بالسن والبادي أظلم حبيبي. You started, not me. An eye for an eye, teeth for a teeth, and whoever starts is the one that has to pay the consequences. So, yeah. Anyway, appreciate you guys. And yeah, see you guys later for Brazil, Japan, inshallah. Peace out.